did this earlier because the most disgusting thing happened to me once.
Oh, it worked. That's her magic stick.
Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Chrys.
Liana.
Back at it. So welcome back to our channel. So we are finally, oh my God, I can't tell how many times I've been asked this question. We're finally going to give you guys the rundown on how our beautiful princess was conceived.
For those of you who are new to our channel, not only do we have one successful at-home insemination, but we also have 2 successful at-home inseminations. And in this video, we're gonna tell you step by step on how we were lucky enough to get 2 babies.
They say that women are, are incapable of getting other women pregnant. I've done it twice.
Toot, toot.
I have the magic stick. And I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how my magic works. Alright, so first things first, like I really wanted a baby. I wanted a baby bad. Like I had my 2 boys already, and this is me talking about Arya's, conception. I don't know, I just felt like we were there, like it was time. We were good, we were married already, and it's like, okay, I'm like, from the day that we met that I wanted another kid, and because I really wanted to try for a girl. Not saying God was gonna give me another girl, but you guys already know how that went down.
Lucky for her, my whole side of the family, all we carry is girls. So
all we carry is girls.
She shot her shot.
Score. So I almost had to practically beg Liana to have my baby. Don't look at me like that. Like, she wanted a baby as well, but she just wanted to wait. She wanted to wait, like, to make sure that everything was good. Like, not in our marriage, because we were good in that department.
Right.
But as far as, like, financially, make sure we had a home of our own.
Right.
And, like, financially stable and everything. And I was just, like, telling her, like, babe, we don't have to wait for that. Like, we're okay. Like, we got this. We're not poor. We're living okay. We're living pretty good. We're not rich or anything. But, I already have 2 kids, and with them, like, you see what it is, we're surviving. So I was like, we got this, we can do this. So eventually she agreed.
Yeah, she convinced. No, I'm just kidding.
She wanted my magic stick.
So my way of showing Chrys that I was ready to have a baby and that I was 100% gun-ho with everything was I went to Winn-Dixie, and I went to go buy some food for me to cook that night, and I just so happened to walk through the baby aisle and I saw Ovulation Test. I ended up purchasing one, the most expensive one in the store, I don't know why. But when I came home, I showed it to her. She looked at me like, oh babe, are you serious? Are you sure? But she was really surprised. From that moment on, I knew that mentally I was really prepared. Like, nothing in the world can stop me from that moment on. So once she came in with those ovulation tests, I went to work. Me and, I don't play by that kind of stuff. What? You gonna have my baby? Okay, let's do it. I started downloading all of these apps. I probably went through about 15 apps, to be completely honest with you. Like, I was obsessed. I downloaded all of the apps, and I was keeping track of Liana's period. Like, every time it would come on, I would put it down on every single app. I would see what days it says she would be ovulating, what was her most fertile days and everything, and I would write it all down for every single app. But after doing that for, a few months or so, I realized that there was this one particular app that stuck out, because every time that I would write down all of the dates that showed her being the most fertile, this one particular app is the only app that legit had those exact days telling me this is bam bam time, like, get it done. So this app was perfect. So I just kind of, like, after a while, I just stuck with this one app, and I'm gonna throw up a picture right now of the app. Like, it literally shows you, like, when your next period's gonna start. It shows you, like, about when it's gonna go off, what days you're gonna be ovulating, when are your most fertile days, and things like that. Like, it breaks everything down for you. So it was perfect, and that was the one of our main sources of keeping up with her ovulation. So not only did we keep track of the ovulation through the app, we actually, like I mentioned, we bought Ovulation Test as well. So on the app, when it would mention that it was my most fertile days, I would take the ovulation test, and the ovulation test would basically just confirm, okay, what the app is saying is true. So when the surge was like bright and spot on, it was like, okay, this is the day, we gotta try it. So when I was ovulating and everything was spot on, we would just go ahead and contact our donor. This is the ovulation test that we purchased and that seems to have worked for us.
So when it came down to our donor, which is another question that we get a lot, for those that have been with us on YouTube through our journey and everything so far, already knows that our donor is known. He's also the donor for my second son, which I'll get a little bit more into Jay Sean in a little bit, but he is Aria's donor. He agreed after we spoke to him. He spoke to his wife at the time, and they both agreed that it was fine, that they wanted to help us out. So we actually had to pay absolutely nothing for sperm. We got that for free. I know. Such a blessing.
So the easiest route is having somebody that you know that wouldn't mind donating, and you know, as far as the contract of the person being in the baby's life, that's totally up to you guys. But there's so many different ways that you can go about, you know, getting sperm. There's sperm banks. You can order it online and they ship it to your house frozen. Knowing the person, there's just so many different things that you can go and do and get your hands on some sperm. Yeah.
But like we mentioned, we do know our donor, so it was a lot easier for us. It was like when it's go time, it was just like, hey, what you doing tonight? You know, yeah, we need to come over.
Right.
So I mean, we had it set up, like I said, him and his wife were both in on it. So when it was go time and we hit them up, they just be like, yeah, sure, come over. And we would actually go to their house, and we were doing everything over there.
Quick disclaimer, guys, when you go to choose your donor, please just don't choose any random person out in the street just because you want to have a baby. Make sure you learn their background, medical histories, and everything like that. You don't want to have either, you know, your baby suffer from something that you didn't know about the person in the long run or something like that. You know, go in debt and be very cautious on who you choose. Another
thing that I didn't mention, something else that we purchased was this little thing. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen right now. This stuff called Conceive Plus. Conceive Plus is a fertility lubricant. Lube. Okay.
So there's a kit that you can buy online, either on Amazon or on eBay. It's an at-home insemination kit. You could even look it up as ICI home kits.
Now these kits, like, I mean, the price on them, they vary. It depends on what you want or what you feel like you need. Like, we purchase our own lubes, we purchase our own ovulation kits and things like that. We use our own app and everything. So there's kits that comes with all of that stuff,
but they are pricey.
They start getting more and more pricey depending on, you know, the more that you get, the more you're gonna spend. Right. The simplest thing that you can get, honestly, if you have your own donor, is the kit with just a cup, a sterile cup, a syringe, and the clamp, if you really care about the clamp, which I don't necessarily think is all that necessary. I mean, you're just trying to get that stuff into the uterus and call it a day.
Right.
If you were to purchase your own sperm online, those boxes actually come with the sperm. Like she said before, they're frozen. And in a lot of cases, or most cases from what I read, they come with the kit along with it in instruction. You do need sperm, you need a sterile cup, you need a syringe, and you need at least 2 bodies.
You heard that right. You need 2 bodies. Why do you need 2 bodies? Because after the sperm is inserted into the female that's gonna carry the baby, it's recommended that you have some sort of sexual intercourse. You should orgasm because your body, your uterus contracts, and it
helps with the lube.
Yes. So it's like they're working hand in hand. The lube and your orgasm, they're...
Let me take this back a little bit. When it came to Liana, it did take us 4 months of trying before we were successful. The first 3 tries were fails. It was extremely devastating every time. We went through this crazy emotional roller coaster. Liana would cry, and I would just tell her, it's okay, we got this, just keep going or whatever. But it took us 4 tries, and each time that we would go through the process, we would follow the procedures twice. during her fertile time.
Right.
So if you go one day, go that one day, skip a day maybe, and then go again the next day. Or you can do 2 days back to back during the fertile time. But it is recommended that you do try it more than once in that time frame, because it betters your odds.
So just another quick disclaimer, your mind and your body plays a tremendous amount of tricks on you. Like, I was craving things, I felt pregnant.
Oh yeah, she was pregnant all 3 months before
my
she got
body
pregnant.
felt like, to me, it felt different, and I was just so sure that I had it. So when the time would roll around and I would go use the bathroom, and just so happens to be that my period was on, it was so hurtful to me. And I know that this doesn't only happen to me because I have a friend that she's pregnant right now, and it was the same exact thing. That's why it's such an emotional roller coaster, because in your mind you're so certain and you try to be so positive and everything, and then it's just like, it's a huge letdown. But don't give up, because we've also had a friend as well. It took her 11 months of trying for her to actually get her baby, and she had a baby before that, so she knew she was fertile. It wasn't that she wasn't fertile, it was just that it just wasn't working. So just don't give up.
Getting the time, it's just getting the time right, getting the time together, and just like following the right procedures or whatever it is for you to get a positive. You know, if you're trying and you really, really, really want a baby, don't give up on it. Trust me, it's coming. And if it's not, you know, go to a doctor, make sure you get checked out, and make sure that you are indeed fertile. I mean, that's
the only way you cannot get pregnant.
Right.
Either you're not fertile or your sperm donor, you gotta switch them.
You gotta switch them.
You gotta switch them.
Just to walk you guys through a normal insemination night for us. We would hit our donor up and hit him with the, hey, it's time, she's fertile, can we come over? Are you doing anything? He'll talk to his wife, whatever, get back. Nah, it's good, you can come around 10 o'clock. Cool.
Okay, so once we would get there, they had a room, one of the rooms set up for us, so we were able to feel comfortable. We went inside of the room, we got ready. He would go off with his wife and do whatever they had to do in order to get the semen inside of the cup, and he'll bring it directly to us. As soon as it was in the cup, Chrys will insert it inside of me. Good thing about us is that we did get the sperm fresh,
which is very important as well. If you have a donor that lives like 30 minutes away from you, and you're going to pick it up after he's already like done or whatever, and he gives it to you and you got to drive all the way home, like, you're killing sperm cells. If you can get it like right away and get it in like right away, it's honestly, like, I honestly think it's like one of the best ways, because you got it while it's warm, it's still alive, they still kicking or squirming, however you want to visualize it. But so we were getting it right then and there, putting it right in, you know, right away. I did this earlier because the most disgusting thing happened to me once. Because Liana was like a little princess sitting there, you know, waiting for me to, you know. And one time I like, while I was going, I got it all on my hands. Wear gloves. Wear gloves. Oh my god, that stuff is gross.
So once the sperm is inserted, as I mentioned, they gave us a room, so they gave us our privacy, they allowed us to do our thing. As mentioned before, make sure that you orgasm. It is so recommended that you do so.
How would you do that? Never mind.
Ding 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 ding. We're all adults here.
We already know how that happens. So whatever, we make sure we do that, because once again, it's recommended. You want to get that big O, hopefully get the big O, you know. And after the O, we would elevate, you know, throw some pillows up under there, let her sit up. I even would do some stupid stuff like lifting her legs up, like
Yeah, you want to try to make sure that you're not letting anything drip out of you.
And I made sure she didn't let anything drip out.
At all. You're gonna hit me.
Sorry, I was shaking that stuff down.
Oh, it worked. That's her magic stick. But yeah, make sure you elevate, you keep your legs up for about 30 minutes. Try to watch an episode of your favorite show, whatever it is. You know, just try to make sure that you're not dripping anything out. You want as many sperm cells inside of you as possible, so you can enhance your chances on getting pregnant.
Some people even use that cup.
It's a soft cup.
That soft cup. So a lot of people use that. We didn't, honestly, and we were still okay. We just, you know, just put it in there, elevated, did everything that we had to do. Even on the drive home, she was in the car with her legs up, you know, on the way home. And, you know, we go home and, you know, try another O maybe to kind of help out a little.
And for those of you who don't have another body doing it with you, they have so many different toys that you can use. Just as long as you do what you have to do.
There's even kits that sell a toy with you.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it's just so much out there, guys. Like, I know we get asked the question, like, if you Google, like, you can find so much. Like, that's what I did. I looked everything up, and that's how I, you know, was able to come up with my routine of how, you know, I impregnate lesbians.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I'm clearly good at it.
It's so bad that she's so good at it that everybody writes to her, and when they write to her, it's like, I know you've had 2 successful ones, and it's kind of like, okay, well,
you know, magic stick, you know.
Stupid. So that same exact procedure that we just told you that we did, as she mentioned before, you do that twice. Try to do that twice throughout your whole
the cycle.
Yeah, per cycle. And the reason why we're stressing it so much is because your odds are just so much higher. Like, you don't want to pay for something if you are paying for sperm, and then you're just lowering your chances because you're only doing it once. Take full advantage of it. Like I said before, talk to your donor, whoever it is, and see how much they're willing to do for whatever you're willing to pay, and all of that other stuff, you know, that you guys handle between you guys. But try to do it twice throughout each cycle.
And when it came to Jay Sean, I just want to add really quick. It took us 3 tries with Jay Sean, and with us, honestly, with Cindy, it was just like, it was meant to be, because the 3 times that we tried, it was not back to back like how we tried 4 months back to back. It wasn't back to back. We tried once, we waited like 8 months, tried again, and then we waited like another few months or a couple months or whatever and tried again. And when we tried it, the time that we actually got it, we did it once. We only did it 1 time during that cycle, and she was pregnant. But
just to give you guys a perfect example of why you should orgasm after you do it, is because the first 2 times that they tried, Cindy didn't orgasm. They didn't know that next step should have been taken.
The big O.
The big O, right. So the 3rd time that they did it, that they tried, they did the big O. And Cindy had a big O.
Right. And that's kind of how I was like, okay, the O really works.
Right.
That's when I kind of like put that together. I'm like, I know that it works for sure, because the first 2 times we tried, yeah, like she stated, it was nothing. And the last time we made sure, you know, O. And we had a baby.
So guys, this is our story. This is how it worked for us. Not saying that your body is the same as mine or the same as Cindy's or anybody else that this has worked on before. Like we mentioned, don't give up. Keep trying. Keep doing your thing. If you want to have a baby, go for it. It's going to be emotional, but you could get past it.
And if you guys have any other questions, I think that we pretty much said it all here. But if you just need to, I don't know, ask for more detail, I guess.
I just don't know what more detail.
I don't know, but you never know. You never know. Just hit our email. It's down in the description below. It's always there. You guys can always hit us up. We try our best to get back to you guys as soon as possible. If it takes a little bit, just wait. Trust me, it's coming.
Right. So this is our 2 successful stories. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And if you guys do have any successful stories based off of what we've told you, please let us know. That is so phenomenal. It's such a great feeling. We want to congratulate you. And for those of you guys trying right now that have contacted us, and if this video helps you, good luck.
But until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you like our story and how we, you know, made O's into O's and have these beautiful children now.
And as always, guys, don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To meet the Sullivans.
The Sullivans.